Howdy folks, welcome to the 3D Sapiens Road Show. It is Saturday, October 26th, 2019. Quick shout out to guys who wear fanny packs, whatever you want to call those, pouches. It works for me. So if they say only wimps use them, you can always just, refer them to me. Anyway, so the most exciting news today, it's official. I have peeping toms, plural. Okay, check this out. So here's my tent. Now keep in mind, after I've discovered these tracks coming down and along here and whatever, I've stayed. This is as far as I go. So where I can put stuff in the recycle, trash, or burnable stuff or whatever. That's as far as I go. So what is flattening all this stuff down? And putting sides like that, looking like it's sitting with a leg over that way. Well, okay, I've gotten used to that one, and it's getting to right here. Again, I don't even go that far. So it's like there's two places now where people are sitting. So there's that, and I haven't even looked under there because if I go under there, it's going to mess up that trail. I'll wait till the big Bigfoot researchers, whatever. I'm going to call you guys Biffers because it's too long of a title. But anyway, okay, so check this out. So I was kind of getting used to that, but then today, as I walked around the tent, now keep in mind, since I carved and flattened this out somewhat, whatever, enlarged it for this tent, all I've really been doing is just flattening down stuff. You can see my footprints here, and that's what I'll do. It's Haboob City here with the dust. But anyway, I'll go around and I'll do that. And steps keep appearing. I'm like, what the hell? When did I step there? Whatever. And I keep flattening. And this time it's like, okay, can you see this? Oh, let me get my machete because it's become a measuring tool as well for me. Gives you a good comparison thingy. I was just getting ready to take off for a hike because every car that goes by, it's like 5 minutes wasted dodging dust. So it's like I might as well go for a hike. Okay, but before I did that, in case it's dark when I come back and somebody's messed with this or whatever. But okay, so you can see this is not like one continuous thing like you would expect of a shoe anyway. And again, there's my prints, okay? Here's my print. If I did this roughly the same kind of thing, that's what it should look like. Do you see anything like that over here? Plus it's bigger. Okay. So there's two of them and it's leaning over this. The one over there, it's a little bit harder to see, but from the side it's actually easier, but in this light, not so much maybe. But you can see the steps right here, one. And here's digits for you, buddies. Looks like there's been a couple attempts, like he moved his foot here and then here. Yeah, because this one seems to be covering up that one. But it's toes right there, folks. That's toes. And again, the only thing I come up here for is to tamp things down, and you would have seen a footprint like that over there. Okay, so here's feet here, right by that window. Feet, window. Over here, this one's even more pronounced. This is the first one. I saw this morning, I went, holy crap. This was after last night with the bee bath glass bowl that had been tipped off its rock in such a way that if it was accidental, it would have shattered. But I'm sure Mr. Bigfoot just took it down off the thing and said, yo, human guy, you're about to cause a problem here with the glass bowl. So that's when I made a plastic thing, which I'll show you real quick. But look, can you see this? I don't know, man. I hope this camera's picking this up because this is plain as daylight to me. I was waiting for throughout the day for the best light, and I finally had to go. I was like, oh, the bee thing, right? So here's what I came up with. I cut one of those milk jugs, and that survived the night okay. So I think that has passed Mr. Bigfoot's seal of approval. He doesn't like glass, and this morning anytime I pick up glass, I've started doing this. Anytime I pick up glass, I'm like make a lot of scene about it. Oh, cluck, 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 cluck. Oh, how dare people do this? Oh, just to show them that I like empathize with them and whatever. Okay, so this brought up another thing. I'm looking at this tent now. Look, you can see how protected this thing has been. It wasn't always like that. It's had some sap, but I don't. It's getting way too much of these little dots of dust, including on the window part, for something that's tucked way under a tarp like this. And I've been thinking about this, and if these guys have the same kind of sap on their feet pretty much all over the body from rolling around in the forest in their beds or whatever, This might brush off a little bit onto here, and then it picks up the dust. I don't know. All I'm saying is this stuff has become much more pronounced as well over the last few days since it's been under this tarp. So riddle me that one. But anyway, so I think this is, I would call that official, unless somebody's hoaxing me, but that doesn't look like footprints, because that's what footprints look like, okay? That to me looks like a young scout kind of a thing, like in the Spartan, you know, the Greek, you know, like, Ono mazo medan, kalimara, that kind of thing. The Spartans, they had to do all kinds of tricky things to pass, well, to survive. You know, like if they got married or whatever, they had to like sneak in to be with their wives and whatever. So it was that kind of a thing. So maybe this is like a young training ground, military scout, sentinel, whatever. It seems like anything I do now, I feel like they're watching me. So that gets that. Like the glass thing, they saw me collecting glass. Next thing I know, the glass bowl is down on the thing in such a way that it doesn't get broken. Meanwhile, the trail keeps getting more and more pounded down. Oh, anyway, so that's today's that's today's little recap of events. But those footsteps, wow, you probably seen them from here, but man, when I saw that, it's like two window, and then the two places over there sitting over there. It's like, well, I think it's official. I got peeping toms, and I don't know how, but I'm actually sleeping just fine. So, like I've said, if they wanted to off me, they could have done it a while ago. So, I'm guessing for whatever reason they like me, and they're gonna let me live. That's the hope anyway, because, oh well, I'm not turning back now. Because I don't care if that is them, whatever. Next thing is I'm guessing the next thing is you're gonna see a head pop up. I'll see a head pop up, and then once again, it'll probably be a young, you know, whippersnapper kind of a guy that they want to see just a reaction out of me. See if I don't know, turn into Macaulay Culkin, ah! Like on Home Alone, you know, that kind of thing, or whether I'm like, you know, and you know, that kind of a thing, which is I'm hoping for the latter, and avoid turning my pants into swamp coolers. Anyway, okay, so like I was saying, I'm about ready to take off on today's hike, and I'm primarily retracing some trails that I walked before, but before I knew about Bigfoot trails. So I want to see how many times they're intersected, and I'm still doing a survey, trying to figure out where this area, the borders are, so to speak. And so far, it's huge. Huge. This is why I call it a city. It's not just a few isolated bowers here or there. It's everywhere, every single meadow or clearing where you would expect one, there is one. With the indicator saplings, with the pounded down trail, with the bowers, with the rock overlooks, with the manzanita nearby, with every click, 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 click checklist, folks. It's scientific checklist. Here's how to identify Mr. Bigfoot's home. And we're smack dab in the middle of it, so I'm not surprised to see this. Footsteps right here, doesn't surprise me at all. Once he's sure that, and I make sure for example, one of the things I like about that tent is the door is one whole panel of the hexagonal base, right? So it's 6 triangles, basically. So one whole triangle rolls up as a door. So when I'm changing, I make sure they can watch me. It's okay. I posed nude when I was in college. Mea culpa, mea culpa, mea culpa. But it was for the money and for art. But here, okay, I don't go full-blown naked, but when I change clothes, I want them to see me so they can see I'm not armed. So when I'm sitting out here at night or whatever, playing guitar or whatever, or just whistling along to the music, singing along, whatever it is, that I'm not armed, and that I don't fear them 100% anyway. So hopefully we can talk. That's the idea. Anyway, okay, so I'm going to go take off on my hike here and go check out these other trails. And there's one other ridge that I want to see just to kind of, yeah, doesn't surprise me, kind of a thing. But I'll give you that rundown tomorrow. If I find something really interesting today, I'll show that as well later. But I'm about ready to take off here. So without all the elevation gain and loss of yesterday. Anyway, I'm Dan Davis signing off, and take it easy.